Oh yeah. Well, looks like our lake has risen. This is the pier. It's about 6 inches underwater. You can see the poles sticking up there outlining the pier. And that's my gangway, which is kind of half floating, and then the water is up in front of that. And the boat is actually above the pier. So, this was caused by about 4 inches of rain in the Flambeau River up north, overflowing, and our Rice Creek flows into that, so you get a backwash. We're up about 2 feet right now. It has been up 4 feet this year. I mean, the past has gotten up to like 9 feet. So, anyway, I'm going to do some evening fishing anyway. Although I think the fish are rather confused. Alright, well, later. Now here's some more flooded piers. So he's got some rocks holding it. If I can find it. Yeah. Oh, there. He's got some rocks on the end of his pier holding it down. You can see these houses are not that high up, so a few more feet and they get flooded. That's another pier there. You can see just the poles sticking out. I don't know where their boats are. Oh, there's one boat up there. So they might have pulled stuff up and out. So we'll see if there's any fish biting up in here. We got some deer. There they are. They're up neighbors across the lake here. In their backyard, there's 3 of them. I mean, they're grazing on their lawn. Oh well. Well, that's a pretty nasty looking thunderstorm. Fortunately, I think it's going to miss me. Well, the lake is now up about 4 feet. So I don't recognize any of the lily patterns out here. I'm going to see if we can't get a bass or 2 up in these lilies. Nice little bay for catching bass in northern. Well, later. Well, the thunderstorm got somewhat worse. So, actually it's a bit to the north here. There you go. We got all kinds of weird looking clouds up here. The wind really picked up. You can see my pier is underwater. It's about 2 feet underwater. It should be there, and all you see are the poles. The water now is all the way up, pretty close up here. Gangway is just floating free right now. I don't like the way my boat's floating around. Okay, well, we got a deer crossing the lake. I think that's a deer. Is that a moose? That thing. Anyway, it's fairly shallow up there. That's Swift Creek. That's where I catch my muskie. Up in there. It's all pretty shallow. But of course the lake is about 4 feet high right now, so he's struggling a bit. Keeping his head above water anyway. Let's see what he does when he gets to the other side. It's all marshy over there too once he gets up on land. Well, this is on my lake, Mud Lake. I'd say we're up about 5 or 6 feet now. It just keeps rising. You can see the water's up in our lawn. And you can see the pier is destroyed. I mean, it just got lifted up by the buoyancy of the wood. Well, still the fishing is lousy. Well, this is the last day. I've been here 4 days, and the lake has come up about half a foot each day. So it's up about 5 feet. You can see the first poles of my pier right there. And then the last poles are back here. And I've taken to just mounting the boat up on shore. And this tree right here is usually about 10 feet from the shoreline. The water's all the way up, so. And my gangplank is still just floating. I'll have to pull that up before I leave. Oh man, okay. So I got my gangway pulled up. And right at the edge of this weed, or what are really seeds, that is the end of the pier, the beginning of the pier. And off of there it's about 5 feet deep. And normally that's where the shoreline is. So I took and tied my boat. The rear end I tied to the one pole here, this back pole. And the front end is anchored. So hopefully that'll keep it away from the pier as the water goes down. So I don't wind up with the boat laying on the pier. I should have enough line there so that when it goes down it won't pull the boat down with it or tip the boat. Anyway, my job is done and time to go home.